All right. It is I. It is I, your warrior junior. He's here. He's here. Again, I don't say good evening, good early morning, because I guess, it's technically Saturday now. Jesus. Boy, time sure goes no matter what, doesn't it? It's like even when you're not having fun, time sure goes. I was thinking about this before I got on. I put Friday not intentionally because as I told you, I go up to this place on Sunset sometimes because it's about a mile and a half walking, I guess. And it breaks the monotony of the generic circuit that I'd walk around in West Hollywood. That I wouldn't meet any women anyway. So I figured, God, at least go to a straight place. Like maybe it would depend on meeting anybody anyway. But what are you gonna do, right? So I'll touch on that in a second. What happened when I went up there. I'll talk a little bit about the bodybuilding, fitness today. Um, I mentioned this in the past couple episodes, about routines and the difference between, size and shape and body weight scale, and everything. Um, you know, I notice I grow the best, make the best gains um, when I'm up during the day and go to bed kind of early. That's where I kind of make the best gains. But I know I take it I take it seriously, but I think I've mentioned this. Your whole life is the gym, and you're not gonna have a life. It's like I listened to some lectures on Mike Menser talk about it. I recommend him if you ever want to listen to what he had to say. He passed away many years ago, maybe about 2 decades ago. But he was a one of those guys that was a real. He was trying to become a doctor, and exercise science. I wonder if he made it. I wonder if he made. I'm not sure. Probably. Um, but that guy, good lord. I mean, the heavy duty system. Anybody that's a bodybuilder, if they their history, they're worth its knowledge and salt. They know of Mike Menser. He was also had a twin brother, Ray, that wound up passing away very shortly after his brother. But yeah, Mike Menser was no joke, dude. That guy. I think he boycotted the '81 Olympia, one of those early Olympias, because of the Arnold in 1980. I think I'm not sure, but he won like the Mister like North American. But the guy was he was very advanced, very knowledgeable. I like listening to his, and he said something interesting. You can go to the gym for many years. If you don't know what you're doing, your gains are going to be, and when I say gains, I should, you can substitute that word for progress. If you're heavy, you're more than likely you're not looking to gain weight. So when I say gains, I'm talking progress. If you're trying to get shape in your body, like better definition, that's gains. You're gaining toward a goal. So when I say gain, not necessarily body weight. In my case, if I'm naturally thin, it is. It's I'm always looking to add more weight. Tonight, you ain't getting fat if you're moving around all the time, walking everywhere. How many fat people do you see that walk miles and miles every day? No, because usually heavy people are sedentary. They don't go around very much. Uh, they don't work out every day like I do. At least once a day. I'm not. Took like one day off in the past 7 weeks. I mean, but I was worried, a couple of weeks ago with that. I was like, legs was feeling weird, feeling this kind of weird feeling, and it was like nerve damage or something. But my body adapted. You know, it went away, but it was kind of scary. You know, when you feel weird tingling in your legs, uncomfortable feeling, you're like, what the fuck? You know, I'm just, you know, I'm working my ass off, but you know that does not negate the fact that I'm going to be 48 years old. Now I don't want. I listened to a thing with that Jocko Wilkins, whatever, and this one guy that was, you know, talking to him. He goes and talking about, you know, and he's that Jocko guy is maybe my age, or maybe a couple of years older, somewhere around there, you know. And he's saying, wow, you know, like if you're in this kind of shape at that age, it's really good. So I don't, you know, look at it like I'm on my way down and out, you know, and trying to maintain something. I'm looking at, hey man, I want to get big, stronger. I want to create a better version of myself. I'm not on my way down. I'm on my way up. You know, I got the knowledge, everything. Why not? You know. So you know, a friend of mine texted me today. You know, his name's Alex. I'll just say that. That's it. And he takes it. You know, he's more of an acquaintance, but you know, I consider him a friend. And you know, I don't I see him walking around. He lives, you know, in my area. Said, you know, in height wise, we're about the same height. He might be a little bit shorter than me. I think I really haven't. You know, it's hard sometimes to gauge somebody's height exactly. But he texted me. He goes like, "Oh yeah, I just made 175," and you know, this guy's, you know, he's got some really good buys. So I know by looking at him, I could tell he's doing like a lot of calisthenic type or whatever. I don't know if he's really doing tons of dumbbell work, but he's doing a lot of like upper body, you know, chest comparison to shoulders, you know, and movements, you know, a lot probably, you know. So, and you know, he wears tell, you know, his legs because he doesn't wear stuff I can really get, you know, kind of hard to see. Um, but if you're really at 175, you know, if you're really big upstairs, you don't really have good wheels. You can't. I mean, the hundreds, you know, it's at my height, you know, I'm like, I think I'm 5'9", but I might be a little shorter. I noticed that when you know, at 175, that's the beginning of where the muscle density comes in for me. Um, I'm in like really good shape up till that point, as far as shape of the body. When I get to 175 and above, that's where like, you know, I start to take on like a density kind of look with the shape. And I like it. You know, it's just really hard. You know, like again, if you're thin, your structure. I mean, you can see how small my hands are. I'm not like, you know, one of these big, you know, dense bodybuilders. I don't, you know, it's hard. You know, it's really hard when you're not using, you know, real gear or anything. You know, you're I mean, actually, it's but this before, like I said, I wish I could have been like, you know, I grew up, you know, watching like WWF, WWE, and I wanted to be like those guys. You know, I want to be like, you know, the guys before, but you know, guys like Lesnar and Cena, you know, Benoit, you know, again, what he did when I talk about it because that crushed me. That was like he was like my idol. You know, I wanted to be like that guy. He was, you know, and when I heard that just took the wind out of my sails because, you know, it was I don't even know what to say. You know, you watch somebody that could take on, you know, as a performer. I know it's all fake. I know, but if you're a fan, if you're a real wrestling fan, then you know what that guy was. I mean, he's a great showman, you know, like, and they're just a great performer. But the stories, the way it was scripted, the whole thing, that guy was like, it was like David and Goliath, like when he wrestled, you know, and then fucking Triple H and Batista, you know, he's not the biggest guy, but you could roll with those guys, and then you could clown them, you know, like it's incredible. He took a big show, you know. I remember like I'm trying to remember to pick up Benoit, like to give him the choke slam, and Benoit like transitioned it, turned it over, and put the fucking crippler crossface on the Undertaker. You know, it was fucking unbelievable. You know, showman. He's build on that guy. You know, I want to be like that. I wanted to be like, you know, that guy was just incredible. You know, and then unbelievable. I can't believe when I heard that when the initial thing came out, I was like, what the fuck, you know? And then when the real story came out, I was like, my, you gotta be fucking kidding me. You know, you're taking so. I mean, it was like unfucking believable. You know, I was there at WrestleMania 20. I was at Madison Square Garden with my friend Pete. You know, I was there. I saw him hold up the fucking belt in gold. You know, the most incredible thing. He beat a threat match. You know, fucking Triple H and the Shawn Michaels, and he fucking when he got that was incredible. The ending. You know, the way he got him in that fucking that in the center of the ring, and Triple H had nowhere to go. It was incredible. It was the most incredible. It was like came out, hugged him. They both had Eddie Guerrero had the WWE Championship, the Benoit the World Heavyweight Championship gold. His family came out. It was the most incredible thing. I was right fucking there. I was right there. But it's not. It's more than that because I told you at the hotel I was the only person. I was the only person that night at the top of the stairs. He walked right by me, and I couldn't. I wanted to tell you know like his performance meant to me, inspired me, and everything like that. I couldn't. It was like it froze. Like I pretended I was on a phone, or I got you know. It's like once in a lifetime. I couldn't believe you know he did walk by me in Los Angeles at the Marriott. I remember, and I said Chris Michael because his middle name's Michael, you know. And I said, yeah, you have a quick picture, and I could tell like something was wrong. Like it was maybe later, like he was had to get to go work out or something like that. And I said, okay, I got you. You know, I got it. I know. And it was like remember the shirt he was wearing a Stu Hart wrestling, you know, T-shirt. He was going to go work out or something. My point is that you know that was like anyway. I mean, you could tell by my I just I never been one of those guys to just sit in the seats. Like I wanted to be like these. You know, I felt like I could do it. You know, but you know, it's something about I knew it too back in when was WrestleMania 20? That was like in 03, maybe a little later. And I said, you know, I'm not cut out for something like this. You know, if you want to become and be an actor or something like that, I just gotta like be able to see the path and have like you know realistic expectations in anything in life. You know, I mean, now I've heard of miracle stories, those are the rookie and stuff like that. But remember, that guy was a professional minor league baseball player. He was already in his 20s. He was throwing every day, like his arm was getting really strong, I guess, you know. So it's not completely far fetched that somebody in his early to mid 40s could still throw, you know. But again, it's like one out of fucking. That's why, like, I went back to school, you know. I noticed this book called like the doctoral journey. And right now I'm taking I need a fucking break, you know, because you know, like when you're not in it, when you're not into it, you don't really, you know, sometimes it's good to clear your mind, you know, like shit's like monotonous. And then that book, that doctoral journey, it's like it shows like a mountain, like a Mount Everest, and it shows somebody with a backpack. You know what that cover implies? Implies like dude, it's gonna be a fucking climb all the way up that fucking thing. the mountain, it wasn't Mount Everest, but it's fucking, it was a good size. You know, it's been a bitch so far. You know, like it's, you know, it started when I was 44. You know, I knew immediately when I got my master's, I said, dude, I'm going the whole fucking way. And, you know, I talked about this before. I was like, well, okay, I want to get this doctorate. You know, and first I really didn't care. But then I said, okay, well, let's get it in something I can handle. Well, no, it's supposed to be sports administration, says phys ed on it. Most of my classes were sports admin. So I don't know why it says it, but I don't care as long as because I got it. That's all that fucking matters. As I was getting close to it, I knew I said I'm gonna keep going. You know, I'm not gonna give up on this. And I started immediately to Liberty University's doctor of education program. I jumped right in, and actually, I'm sorry, I started with the ED. You can pick up basically picking up this specialist degree on the way. And I know I talked about this in earlier episodes, but you know, sometimes I mention some of the shit that I did because it means something else on top of like the point that I'm trying to make. So, you know, I like to do that. You know, pick up something along the way. You know, and it took me like a year and a half. So people's like, "Well, are you going for your doctorate?" And I said, "Well, I am, but I'm picking up this. I'm enrolled in a specialist program, a educational specialist, which is a degree in of itself, and those units will count toward the doctor program. So, you know, it took me like a year and a half, but I got that specialist degree, and I remember when I got it, it was like just. I remember it came in a box, and I opened it up, and it's an oversized degree. It's not like your standard, you know, 8 by 10. It's like it might be even bigger than that. And I wound up buying right frame for it. It's a special oversized frame I got it online on Amazon, but it's the correct frame from the school, from Liberty University. It's a school of education on it, and it cost me $200. My friend's like, $200 for a frame? I go, dude, understand. It's the proper, like, right frame, the special one that comes, you know, with a mat from the school. It's a once in a lifetime achievement. It's a once in a it's right in my living room. And as far as right now, education achievement I ever made, you know. So I don't give a bucks money. I give that woman $200 to hang out with her for an hour, you know, $200 to have that, you know, my biggest educational achievement so far. Um, I was willing to spend it. My other degrees are framed in nice, you know, professional frames, but they're not in the school official one. But when they get up to the doctorate level stuff, I was like, fuck yeah, it's once in a lifetime. So when I got my specialist degree, I was, you know, I was a little agitated because they say, okay, well, you want to go for your doctor of education and transfer in your work. And so I'm enrolled in in Liberty's program of education. And I'll say, well, hey, what, it's like 54 units. I go, how come, how come like all my work's not in there? How come like just 12 of the 54 is in there? What the hell is it? What's going on? And I go, well, we're in the middle of transitioning this program you know, over. It should be within the next year that will accept up to 50% of the work that you did into that program. And I'm like, huh? Wait a year? You know, like, no. So what happened was I enrolled like in 2 classes. They put me on probation, and you know, they gave me 2F. So I was like, well, fuck you, I'll go somewhere else. So I wound up going to another school that accepted, you know, all of my transfer work in, which they wound up taking 24 credits scored, they wanted, what the hell did they, around the same, I don't know, it was like 54, to get their doctorate of education and organizational leadership. And I remember there was like no fear dissertation. I was like, yeah, well, I didn't even know what dissertation is, and I didn't worry about it because I said, well, let me take all the classes, and when I get to that, I'll just whatever. I'll cross the bridge when I get there. So it wasn't easy. That was a year and a half I spent there, and I managed. I wound up passing all the classes, and to get to the dissertation, I had to do a comprehensive exams, and where I had like a committee, and to sum it all up, I had 3 shots at this comp exam thing, and they basically fucked me. Over 200 students that took the comp exam that did not pass every consecutive attempts. At the third time, I was at wit's end anyway. I didn't after what I went through. So, I wound up going back to Liberty University, and I noticed the program. Changed it to where they would accept a lot more of the work that I did. I had to retake. So, I'm like halfway through those classes, and it's like, all right, well, they're not what we call hazers in Yiddish, which is like greedy. They respect, they give you credit for the work that is similar. There is some required course you need to do. I have no problem with that. And there's no dissertation; it's a capstone. So I feel a little more comfortable with that. And plus, when you earn a degree from a certain thing works. So, you know, sometimes it's good to just stay the course. Stay the course. It's a pun, I guess, with the school. Stay the course with the school that you know how it operates. So just and it's like, well, dude, you're so passionate about education and bodybuilding. Why didn't you go for kinesiology? And I said, another school for the kinesiology program, but I got to be honest with you. I'm 48 years old in less than a month, and I have been in school for. I mean, this is like getting ridiculous. I waited out. I go, I'm not going to start brand new 4 years of doctoral kinesiology work to get a doctor of education in kinesiology. I mean, it just depends. Let's just get the fucking doctor thing in education and what I mean is this not in something what I would consider ridiculous like theology. No disrespect to religion. Unless you're going to be a pastor or something like that. Whatever. That's what's it? Doctor of Divinity. Divinity or whatever like that. You're going to work in a church. I mean, that's the only thing you can do with a each religion. I have no interest in whatever. So at least I picked like educational leadership, organizational leadership, something. They offer. It's interesting. They do offer a degree in uh, history of music education or something. It was an interesting one because all my years of dancing, I thought, okay, well, it's a lateral. It's still music education. It's something offshoot of dance. Um, but I'd have to start that from the beginning. It was only like 45 credits, but still, it's not only. I mean, you have to understand something that it's still gonna take that could take some time, man. I mean, you're looking at you know maybe 3 years. I know I like it. I want to earn that, but you know you start to get older, you start saying, well, hey, I gotta like figure out, okay, well, what do I gotta put my energy into to get what I want. There was another one I was trying to remember. Yeah, they have another degree that they're going to start next year. It's like exercise science. Even that. It's always funny, like when you find something that might work for you once you're already down all way down another path. But it's okay. Like I just say to stay the course. Like look, all these guys. These guys like Mike Messer made a good point. Like he's done with bodybuilding. They got into something that another field that he felt he could do, and that's kind of the way that I'm thinking. Like Ultimate Warrior is the same thing. He was going to be a chiropractor, doctor of chiropractic. But even though he had his ups and downs and difficulties, but he's amongst the legends. I mean, forget when I was a kid, I met him. I fucked up. He was like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, why? When I was younger, I don't know what the fuck. Like I missed so many fucking things in my life that I could have just been a little more brazen and stuck my. Now it's like I'm brazen. I'm now late. All these people are dead, or I didn't. The opportunity's gone. Like when you're older, you can look back and you go, God, why didn't I fucking stick my neck out there? Why didn't I go out of my way to get here? Why didn't I do? What the hell is wrong with me? Why did I fucking not, become anything? I know I'm this hard on myself because our society glorifies the people that have become for whatever reason, and then like you dream like you wish it could be you, and you have to understand something. Those people, a lot of them, they were bankable. Like they say no man is an island. You know, it's like just like women, you have to see like the ones that get the push. Now again, I know I'm generalizing, but it's like they're young, the young and beautiful. Like they get the attention, they get to choose. What they want, and you know this leads into like my topic for Friday. You have to have a COVID card to get in. Well, I got mine. Let's just say magically. You can figure basically out um, what I mean by that. So I managed to get in, and it's funny. Guy goes, "Oh, you get A, huh?" And I was like, once I got my phone back, I said, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." You already know, you guys, you already know. I've talked about this. What I think about that vaccine. I think it's all bullshit. I don't want to fucking give it any more than that. And the place, boy, what a it was dead in there Friday night. Another guy out of Pittsburgh, not one person wearing the Dodgers hat. He's DJ, he sucks. I mean, no offense to him, but he just just like I'm on this, to get my mind off of like the schoolwork, and stuff because I gotta. It's just I got 4 degrees. I got 4 college degrees, dudes. That like that. Like I made the analogy of the mountain. Like I'm not one of those guys to start to climb and go, nah, nah, it's too steep. I ain't doing this. You literally have to kick me off the mountain, and that's what they did at Franklin University. They kicked me off the mountain, so that's okay. Like I went back to where I'm at now, and it's I have a good feeling that I'll make it. I'll get that doctorate. It just takes what it takes, whatever it takes. It doesn't matter because I can't think of anything better to do. I don't. I applied for a personal training job in Vegas. But it's like start thinking about the $20 an hour. Like fucking peanuts, man. I'm looking at $100,000 condos and like that. And right now, it's a struggle to get out of the fucking hole. I mean, what they call it? The credit card things when after you don't, it goes to collections. I'm sorry. And those people, they're just they don't care about COVID or anything. They bought those accounts and they want their money. They want to get you or whatever. And I'm like, dude, fuck you. I'm not giving you fucking anything. I'm not getting any more credit. I'm not getting a chance to. So, The hell with you. You can call me for 7 more years, if you want. I don't give a shit. I watched a really good thing on YouTube talking about, the how money is created and how, boy, it's so amazing. They made the greatest point that this whole thing is a Ponzi scheme. Um, it's very difficult. I mean, how could the U.S. dollar hyperinflate if you think about it? Because you don't see the dollar becoming worthless. How could it be worthless if it's tied to so much shit? It's you know it can slowly, like the value of it, but it's not going to go like real fast from, oh, it's $1 now it's worth a penny. Like, no, it can't. It can't. There's no way. It's not going to happen like that. It's going to be a gradual thing. And I don't care. I really don't give a shit because I know what they do. They punish the work. They do this to where the jobs, oh, I just heard, 5% increase in Social Security. Woo! The cost of living. So people that are getting 950 a month, they're gonna get 1,000 a month. Whoa! Wow! Big fucking deal. It really is. It's just, you know the people, like, they just can't. That will never find a way out of the poorhouse. Literally, myself. Well, I hate to say I'll never find a way out, but it's one hell of a. I want to get my doctorate degree. Could it lead somewhere? I don't know. I know one thing: doing nothing leads you nowhere. That's a guarantee. So what I try to do is like, okay, well, let me challenge myself in this way and see what happens. If it doesn't work, at least I tried. Like the. That's all I can fuck. That's all I can do. Like, you don't have family, you don't have connections, you don't have anybody, then you're on your own. You really are on your own. And when you're on your own, that could lead somewhere, like, and that's the best advice I could give you. Like, if you're younger, you got more chances. Like, because age, time is on your side. But don't waste too much time, because it adds up. It really does. And you know 20, 30, 40, 50. AARP is, you're eligible for AARP at 50 for a reason, because, like, you had your shit together and you're working and save up and build and everything. Didn't have catastrophic errors like I did in my life. Um, you know, by the time you're 50 years old, if you're in decent health, and financial catastrophic mistakes, um, you could be good, like you retired already, like have enough money, own property, like, and you can go do whatever, you can enjoy hopefully the second half of your life, like with a nice pension and whatever. Um, I don't know how many people can do that, but my thing, it's like I mean, I'm like, I just, my thing is like, it's a catch 22. It really is. Like, what to, it's very difficult. That you have to make the best with what you have. And my example is not going to work very good for most people. So that's why I don't even talk about it. It's an irrelevant example, because I'm kind of hard on myself. I think I was kind of stupid. Like, I didn't make it in anything. I danced on a couple of TV shows. It didn't lead anywhere. Baseball. I was stubborn. I didn't make it. I wound up getting a professional minor league baseball contract for one day. That's the highlight of it. Chess, I thought I was going to be something, that didn't go anywhere. I did Tynan Championship, so that's a highlight. I have little highlight stories in everything I did. And then I got into pool. I was involved in that for a long bit. I played in nationals for that as well, but I got destroyed in that. Most people, they live on the table. Didn't do that, so that was the end of that. And then I spent majority of my life in the gyms and bodybuilding, and I was looking into some small competitions, and then I just said, "No, this is not for me either." But I love to work out, way to get your body to change through a shitload of work. So I do that, but that can take up a lot of time and energy as well. The question, what's it going to lead to? What is it going to go to? And I mentioned this in early on, if it's your whole life, because, you know, then you got nothing else. Like, if you ever meet a woman, or side, you know, it's good if you have something else like going on besides the gym. That's all I could say. Well, I just go to the gym. That's it. That's all I do. Well, what kind of woman wants a guy like that? You gotta have something else. So that's why I went back to school to get that doctorate. Like at least. Now I know it's not all to appease a woman. I know I say that, but you know, the so I like to keep a couple things spinning. My ultimate dream. I wrote a beautiful dance movie, and I know I talked about this before. It's people in Hollywood say like I pitched to somebody powerful, like that would have been in of itself. That would have really given me. That would have made a dream come true. But that's it's very hard to do. It's hard to. It's. I guess everybody's got a lot of these fantasies they wish they could pitch to these people. What can you fucking do, man? When I walk up to my gym, you see all those big in the Hollywood Hills. There are people that figured it out, or whatever, for whatever reason. It doesn't matter. I don't say, oh, they're just lucky, whatever. They know, fuck knows. But I dream to live up in the hills like that, because I don't drive. So when I get something to eat, where am I gonna fucking go? I gotta be able to walk to where I need to go. Canyon Country Store. Okay. But you know, I just feel as long as you're working on something, something's gotta open up eventually. And that's why I'm doing the school thing. The fitness thing. You know, I just have to challenge myself, like somehow, and that's the only thing that I could see a way to challenge myself, like something I know. I could say, hey, you know what? I can fucking almost 175 now. I mean, it's believe me, it's a lot. Um, when you're pretty solid at 175, 70%, maybe 60% is the nutrition and possible pharmacology. Now, when I say supplementation, I talk about all stuff, like recovery, branched chain amino acids, like take after the workouts before, and then the supplementation. Also, when I say pharmacology, I'm not talking about anabolics that are like, not, real gear, stuff that you can get over the counter, and, stuff that I'm getting from Amazon, stuff that's like mimic, I said it's like a little, you get a little something off of it. They call it a light age. You need all the fucking help you can get, especially anything, maximize natural testosterone level. Any of that fucking anything that has anything that will help you. Um, there's some stuff that I'm taking right now. I don't know the name of it. I have to look into the thing, but it's got types of variations of cypionate, decanate. It's not fucking decaderabalin or fucking primobalin or any of the fucking that shit's got to be injected, man. That's a hardcore gear. That's what trenbolone, whatever. No, no, no. I I experiment. Look, I mean, even a little bit of the androstenedione. Um, that and the remainder of it, and then the stuff that I got just now. Some I forget the name of it. It's Anabol or whatever, but it's not Dianabol. It's not fucking Anabol. It ain't no fucking strong ass fucking shit where you're gonna blow up. That's what that because that shit is prescription strong ass shit, and I'm not willing to try to get that stuff, and I'm not willing to take that stuff. Um, it's like blow you up real quick, and then you get off it, you pull the air out of the tire. Your head gets big. I don't want that. I rather make little gains here and there, and then never be, really big. I think I can get to 200. The shit that I'm taking, do the hard ass work, and the nutrition and everything. I've been damn near close before. Myoplex, um, protein powder, gallons and gallons of milk. I never want that again. So I don't drink milk anymore, and I'm very careful with this. I only take like this little powder, after a workout with the branched amino acids. It's a very little bit of it. I learned from life experiences. Just you know, challenge myself in that way. But I mean, I mentioned those names, and those guys, man, they were fucking huge. I'll never forget. Yeah, the Brock Lesnar, yeah, John Cena. I remember like meeting those guys very, very, very early in their career, nearly 20 years ago, and you I thought I could see in a 6'1", 6 feet 6'1", somebody built. Forget Lesnar, like 6'4", something like that. So no, um, like Eddie Guerrero, I never met him. God rest his soul. You know, he was jacked. I know he was taking some strong ass shit, and I'm not going to. I know he was like 220s or something like that. Or look like it was blown up. Like that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to take the strong ass anabolics to you know so you'll never be and you know what died he didn't make it to 40 if I'm not mistaken. Not sure about that. um so I guess a little bit I cover I basically what I like about I know earlier in my earlier episodes I really focused a lot on the woman thing and the pickup, you know going out there no matter what, talking them, and so how come I don't talk about that anymore? Well, it's a combination of a couple different things. Getting tired of getting into altercations with society, um, because I'm not really shy anymore. So there's no need. You're there's most people are very linear. Like they're not really out of the box thinkers. I mean, society, when people get up, where they go. So to allow something in, you got to take something out. A lot of people are not going to do that. So the women thing, unless I really see something that might be an opportunity, then it's not worth getting into an altercation over because I've been in so many of those. That, it's not, it sounds like you gotta persevere and put the energy into something that could build your life, whatever it is. Like, I know I talk about things that really not go anywhere, like earning a doctorate degree or building a body. But what's really could not get, you need a woman and they could just leave you like any time. So all your whatever you think you have, that doesn't mean that. At least if you build a body, it's yours. You control it. It's yours. It's not just going to walk away on you. It's yours because you did the work. Or if you have a business for whatever reason, I'm telling I think go like there's a song that goes, first they say they love you, then they really don't need you. Nothing you can do and nothing you can say when you're pissing in a storm. I know, I made up the end part. It was like Neil Diamond or something like that. I know. Is first they say they love you, then they don't. Very true. Now, I'm not saying all women apply to this, but there's a lot of truth. There's a lot of truth to what investing in something that could just bail on you. It's not like buying a piece of gold or something like that. Like it's yours. A woman is not an inanimate object. They're a person. They could find somebody than you better, and they just leave. I mean, I'm not making this up, and I'm not trying to scare you, but look at the divorce rates, and look at the divorce rates in Southern California. That is just of all. So there's your truth. If you found somebody that loves you for you and you're good, then guy like me, it ain't gonna be. And I'm sorry, they don't size you up on your based on how hard you push in the gym. In my mind, that should hold a lot of fucking water. Um, you're because that shows your determination. Like you're really putting in something, but women don't care about it. Like they don't. They might say they do, but they don't. They care about your status and what you have to offer. They pay for chasing dreams and not becoming successful. Um, I'll just leave it at that. I mean, that's the truth. That's the real truth. As much as people say, "Oh, it's okay," hey, you know what? Like, I've heard of many people say this and say, "If I knew what I knew now, it's somebody in their like almost 50. If I would have went into the Air Force at 18 years old, I would have been retired by the time I was 38. I'm sorry, yeah, 20 years, 38, I think, and I had money for the people that so I don't believe in it, so shit doesn't apply to me. um I mean, I don't know, the you just being a schlep rock out there like everybody else is it. And I fought that. I said, I'm not gonna, you know what, I'd rather have nothing than fucking be some and I did. So I guess I had like peace of mind in a way from trying, but again, there's a price to pay for everything. Like if I would have done this, then that would have happened. If I would have done that, that would have, you got to give. You can't, it's very hard to be everything and to do it all, to become everything. You know, I dabbled with the thought of being an actor too, but I said, who the fuck wants to see some white balding Jewish guy? You know, it's hard to have confidence when you don't see any success. There's many people that try to be a trailblazer, pave their own path, and they pave a path to nowhere. No gold in the mine. There's no fucking gold in it. Like they like a select few that say that they really they didn't know. You know, they paved their path. You know, I can just talk about my life experience, and I know only you. I'll sum it up like this. Let's say only you know what you've been through. Only you know. Only you know what you've been through. Know what you've gone through. In the gym tonight, and you know, as I told you, I really do a lot of leg work, and you know, was it somebody? I forget who the fuck was talking about this. There's you know, plates, more dates guy, whatever. You know, he's really articulate. He's real smart. He said, you know, you don't see. It's very rare for somebody to have really strong lower body and have no upper body. You know, that's it's a very rare thing because first off, if somebody's got you know really well developed wheels, you can squat. You know, you're putting the bar on your back, so that means your whole fucking body is strong. I mean, you know, if you can pick just one exercise to do, if you can only do one exercise, I would say squats because you know, yeah, you're getting mostly leg work, but it encompasses the cardio. You know, it's hard. You're putting the bar on your back. You know, even if you're using a Smith machine, it doesn't matter. You're still fucking engaging. You're up, have big legs and no upper body. There's no such, you know, I've never seen anybody that huge legs and no upper body. You know, I see, yeah, I can, in all my life, I have seen one guy get it. I was leaving Pavilion in West Hollywood, and this guy, like, you know, he was wearing, I don't know, he was wearing slacks or something, and, you know, he had like an average kind of upper body, like, but his legs were, he was wearing synthol. I know there's no full. They were like they were very big for his size, and they were so big. There's a shape, there's a contour to like you know your body there. You know, like I've seen a guy he had no body and a gigantic you know, when I say the giant arm, I'm going to be very specific. I'm going to say just the area around the tricep and bicep area. But as an oil based something, whatever was shot in there, it blew it up. Like there was no shape to the bicep or tricep. It was just blown up, and that's from synthol. So what I saw that one guy that one time that was walking up, he was wearing a slide, and it was like just full, like his this quad area, but there was no like shape to it. It's like I said, like it's not it's not his legs aren't huge from great genetics or being a professional or power lifter. You know, I could look at somebody, I could tell you know what somebody is. Kind of, I know when I look at somebody, I could tell you what the story is. I know it's been years and years and years and years of learning and reading and studying and everything and going, you know, to conventions and talking and seeing what's possible and what's not possible. So anyway, so I was at the gym and I was doing a watered down, you know, leg routine because, you know, for me, even a little watered down, not fucking, you know, waste of time going to the gym. And there was a guy, there's an area, there's an Olympic squatting area. And this guy, like, he was older. This guy, like, he might have been in his mid to late 50s. If he was 60, I would not have been surprised. And he had two wheels on there. He had two, as the more plates guy, he says like two pizzas on there. I call them donuts, the 45 plates. he had 225 on there. And I didn't want to stare, like, I'm right next, Smith machine is right next to one of the, thing where the guy was. I said, I didn't want to stare because out of respect, but I could see clearly from where I was. I'm maybe 15 feet away. Um, he's right across from my squats on the Smith machine. And he went down on about 75. Very, very impressive to see somebody maybe in their mid 50s that could put two wheels on it, and even 3/4 of the way it hit like 5 sets with 8 reps or whatever. He was going to town. It was actually more than how much I worked my way up to. I call them three babies, 325s on there. So I had 75 on the side. Of course, with the on the Smith machine, it's harder on a regular Olympic thing, but it's not far away. It's not like light years away. 75. I mean, he had 90 on each side, so um, there's an immense between one wheel, two wheel already. Like in my whole life, that I put 315 on real, like on the bar. I put it on my back once, and I did maybe I'll be like 15% of the way down. Like I did like that 5 or 6 down, and I put that heavy, that 3 wheels. Jeez Louise, when you're not a powerful person, like I'm not a powerful person. So, and 315 is, Lord, for me, that's wow. But that's mine on his back one time. It almost killed him. He was sick. Was it Dr. Hatfield? Whatever he did 1,000, and that's like insane. People in the powerlifting and all that, and that's respectable in its own kind of thing. It's just not, I don't, I like the development. I like to go from A to B, like real quick. It doesn't do nothing. I can't. I'm not designed. Anybody can be like it, if you have better genetics, as I talked about this before. Um, you can build a lot of thick, denser muscle because you're bigger boned. But being thinner, the gift, the reward is better shape. Better aesthetic shape, like Frank Zane, for example. So just remember that. Like if you're real skinny and you're like, well, I want to get big and everything, that just remember, like if you work and your workout is flawless and fucking badass, then when you get bigger, the muscles will wrap around, like your small joints, and you'll look badass. Hurry if you can't, if you can only bench press, 100 pounds right now, whatever, 135. Don't worry about it because, the whole thing, you're not there for power. If you're looking around, you think, oh, I'm not that strong. Don't worry about it. Because when you leave the place, you're not leaving the gym with like all the weight. You're bringing you in and you're bringing you out. And the end most important thing is if we look like, right? Don't worry about how much weight you're looking around other people and thinking what they're thinking. And if anybody's telling you differently, trying to bring you down and telling you you're not strong in a sense, those people need to be eliminated. You don't give them any attention, and don't work out with people that are going to bring you down, um, because they're on your own. No matter what genetics, how bad if you're disciplined and you have the knowledge. Listen, there's a guy, I hate to say it, I mean, but I'm gonna be Mike Menzer talked about this, said you can go to the gym for decades. If you don't know what you're doing, gains are gonna be next to nothing, if any. Um, and that's there's a lot of knuckleheads out there that just they're uneducated. They don't. There's this one guy, this older guy, and they're early in the morning, and he's there. I don't really care, but how can you not when you see the same person walking around Smith machine for something? I don't know. And and he never does any leg work at all. He wears like the jean shorts kind of thing. He's just not. He's not well put together. And he sings. He walks around. He sings out loud, and I don't care his stuff, but he puts in a lot of time. He's putting in a lot of time, and they have nothing to show. There's nothing to show for it, because for whatever reason, you know, it doesn't matter. Like if you're doing that much work, you should have one hell of a physique to show for it. Like I mean, gym is to build a body, and I don't give a fuck if you want to get big. It doesn't matter. But if you want to be chiseled, you should be as chiseled as a fucking marble statue. Then like the whole idea is time. Like you're putting in so much time. You get out what you put in, right? It's great density, but they don't look like nothing because either there's a reason they're either taking work or they're just genetically blessed or big. They don't know how to work that hard. They don't know what to do. Um, but I just have to say, like, I look around and there ain't nobody in there worth looking at. Like, I'm not. When I was young, I was like, if I was a young kid, I would like be really impressed if I saw somebody that was, wow, like they don't have to be Mr. Olympia or anything like that, but it just there's nothing. It's like Tom Platz. He was funny. He goes, "This is not a baby gym," and I hate to say it, but my gym is a baby gym. They're talking. They're there to talk. They're not there to work. I'm there to work. I just I don't know what their fucking deal. I don't know why they go there, and I don't care. I really work hard. Is there to pass time? I mean, and you got all the equipment, all around you, the wood, you got everything and you're not doing anything. You're not. I fucking I work. Even a watered down workout, I still, it doesn't. I just, I don't know. I'm not trying to belittle people or put people down, but it's like, I mean, and I'm not saying I'm anything. God, like I just don't get it. Anyway, that's all. I mean, I don't know what to say. I'm just gonna we'll continue this expansion on thoughts in the next episodes and stuff like what I like average and normal like everybody else.